All right. Thanks for joining us here this morning. It is Ben at 10, and we are starting off here with beautiful conditions. Actually, one rain shower just off to the northeast of Louisville, moving into Henry County this morning. So we're actually starting off with some weather changes this week, but boo, we are back to work after a Labor Day weekend. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend. The weather was phenomenal across the area, maybe just a touch cool for boat and weather and out on the lake. But great weekend of weather today. Southern Indiana is going to be mostly dry, but Kentucky will have a decent chance of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Anywhere we can get rain is a good thing at this point. And then tomorrow is going to be dry. I'll go ahead and bring up the weather headlines here since we're talking about it. And so we've got a pop-up shower or storm chance mainly in Kentucky today. Can't rule out maybe one trying to sneak over the river into Indiana. And then we'll have a more widespread chance of rain Thursday morning as a cold front moves through. That'll put us in the 70s for highs Thursday. We're back to some 80s Friday. And then a reinforcing front will move through late Friday with maybe an isolated shower with that, not a big rain chance. And then that'll drop us to the 70s with sunshine this weekend and just some really nice weather here overall for the first week of September. And of course, we could use whatever rain that we can get as we get further into drought conditions. Your play ball forecast, again, a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms possible in Kentucky. No severe weather with this, and a much smaller chance in Indiana. Most of southern Indiana stays dry. 77 at noon, 84 this afternoon, and then 76 at 8 p.m. So our temperature is getting a little closer to normal. Average highs right around 86, 87. For this time of the year. I'll give it about a 30% chance of that pop-up downpour, again, mainly in Kentucky for today. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the radar and everything here for you as well, as we are already seeing a little bit of activity. As we zoom in here in just 1 second, also looking at some comments. As always, Beverly Hagest, good morning from Borden, Indiana. And it's kind of fun. We actually have some stuff that we can talk about on the radar. You can see this little shower. And we can actually plan some rain chances with our weather models here in just a second too. So there you can see near LaGrange, got a little bit of rain, and right around Eminence and up over here in Newcastle, Kentucky, in Henry County. The lucky ones there getting in on that lone shower across the area. But again, that'll change later today as we get a little better chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Again, primarily in Kentucky as we bring up the reflectivity here. Let me do this and bring up the weather model for the future radar. So right off the bat here, starting to dig in a little bit into the forecast right off the bat. All right, so this is looking ahead to this afternoon. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Oops, that's not what we want. We want reflectivity. There we go. So this is at 3 p.m. today. And then notice this is around 5, 6 o'clock. So I'll bring this up full screen. So this might be what it looks like later on today. You've got a better chance of these downpours, central, southern Kentucky, south of the Ohio River, but maybe one will kind of sneak across the river. So again, a lot of southern Indiana dry today, but a better chance in Kentucky overall right there. And I was just looking at our extolmag.com/weather. Here's the interactive radar also showing that rain there in Henry County. So a lot more tools here that you can find, as always, at extolmag.com/weather. How was your Labor Day weekend? Did you get outside? Did you enjoy the phenomenal weather? It was awesome. We did have a campfire, spent the night in the cabin one night. So we had a good time. Got to visit with family. Brady got to go to the lake. A little jealous of that. Live look outside, by the way. We haven't done that just quite yet. There's that beautiful blue sky that we have across the area, looking off to the southeastern sky over Louisville. And another live look there at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Here's also another look outside. Boom, there we go. Live here in Uptown in New Albany. Just another refreshing start across the area. We've had temperatures in the 60s as we've been getting going here. Feeling phenomenal on our September the 2nd. I can also pop in the temperatures here on the interactive radar. Going to be a very light and variable wind for today. So right now sitting in the 60s in most locations with that little shower there near Newcastle, Kentucky. First time we've seen rain on the radar in almost 2 weeks. I don't think we've had measurable rain since like the middle of August, maybe around August 19th. Erica, good morning to you. Thanks for popping in. Thank you guys for the weather family here, dropping in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. But again, a reminder here, we've got our live stream up on extolmag.com/weather. Thanks for watching wherever you're watching from, on whatever platform. My page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine. Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. All right, moving right along here. Getting to a couple announcements, and then we will do the deep diving into that forecast here for you on this Tuesday. Back to work Tuesday. Give a shout out to our friends at Lyons Roofing, Lyons, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime in Southern Indiana and over the river in Kentucky. You can give them a shout, 812-294-3595. Here's their website, lyonsroofingco.com. You can also click right there on the careers section, and they're still looking for a roofing repair technician. If you know somebody who wants an opportunity, there you go. And they will do all kinds of work: commercial, residential, new home builds, financial help. And when you get storm damage, you may need financial help, obviously, from your insurance provider. I recommend Michael Long here from American Family Insurance. He is my insurance agent. Tell him I sent you. 812-578-3072. You can see his landing page here at amfam.com and just search Michael Long. Again, more opportunities here at libspaving.com, L-I-B-B as in Ben, spaving.com. Was chatting with them about the weather today because we got this rain chance, and they're trying to get as many jobs done as quickly as and professionally as possible, of course. Here's the available employment opportunities. Just click Learn More, and you can apply there online. Tuesdays at the Tech. It is Tuesday, Ivy Tech Community College. I posted how Marty Polio from JCPS is now president at Ivy Tech. So they've got so exciting new year here, and you can just go to locations at ivytech.edu, click on Sellersburg, and then you can find all the different programs offered. By the way, Tuesdays at the Tech, we've talked about this. You can get information, in-person assistance, getting started at Ivy Tech, registering for classes, career development, paying for college, and you can RSVP to get that one-on-one assistance right there. All right. Thank you to all our partners. Thank you for being here on Ben at 10. The only way we can do it, obviously, is if you are here. All right, let's bring back the forecast up. We'll look at the radar as we actually have a little bit of activity finally on the radar. We'll look at our future radar here in just a second as well. Here we go. So the play ball forecast today, 84 degrees for that high temperature. I want to give a shout out to my dad, Dave Peine. If you look closely there, talk about a supporter and, best dad award every year. But also my stepmom, whose idea was to make this shirt. Notice the reppin' the Ben at 10 logo right there on the shirt. And then I believe my sister-in-law, Meredith, also put this shirt together. So that's going to inspire me. It's time to make some merch. So thanks for repping us. They're watching pretty much every morning. So everybody say hello to my dad and my stepmom, Dave and Diana. And we've got Laverne Bannett watching from the Knobs. Thanks for tuning in here, Laverne, on hopefully it's a quiet, getting back to work kind of day. And maybe you're retired and just enjoying that coffee out on the back deck or the front porch. So cheers from Big Happy here. We're going with just straight black coffee this morning. And there she is, Diana Peine. And we got a good morning here from, got a lot of comments popping in. Lillian Lasley, good morning to you down there in Grayson County. Anita, loving the shirt. Hey, I'm repping Extol too. We're all branded here this morning. Vicky Berger saying hello to my dad and stepmom. So thanks Thanks, weather community, weather family, for being here this morning. Let's take a look at a picture that was sent to Indiana Skies. So that's our Facebook group to show off pictures. Please head over there and, if you see a beautiful sunset, sunrise, a weird cloud, I'll be looking at it. So Indiana Skies is the group to join on Facebook. Thank you, Robert Fisher from Hanover, Indiana, for sharing these Tuesday morning rays. Good start across the area. All right, here's the stupid dad jokes. What does a cloud wear under his raincoat? Thunderwear. Tim Furness, are we selling merch? We're going to have to start getting it together. We're going to have a conversation about that. We got a new logo that I think we're going to debut here in a second, too. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. What kind of lightning likes to play sports? Ball lightning. Now, the only reason I really included that joke, if you want to call it that, is that ball lightning is the most interesting kind of lightning, in my opinion. So look up ball lightning sometime if you don't know much about it. It is crazy. What happened to the cow that was lifted into the tornado? It was an utter disaster. All right, we're moving along. I'm going to give those three, 1 out of 10. I would say we're at a 6 for the jokes today. How many days until? It was before 8 p.m. sunset, 7 days away. Autumn begins in 20 days, less than 3 weeks. Average highs in the 70s in 22 days. Average highs in the 60s in 47 days, right around October 19th. So in today's weather history, 1935, one of the most intense hurricanes to ever hit the U.S. struck the Florida Keys, packing 200-mile-per-hour winds, killing 400 people. The hurricane produced a 15-foot tide, storm surge waves 30 feet high, and a record low pressure, 26.35 inches of mercury. 1985 Category 3 Hurricane Elena made landfall near Biloxi, Mississippi, causing major wind and storm surge damage. You see a lot of hurricanes popping up in the weather history this time of the year because September is the peak hurricane month. 2002 in Ladysmith, Wisconsin. Thankfully, businesses were closed because of Labor Day. An EF3 touched down and damaged the area. No one killed with that up in Wisconsin. In 2003, the highest flood since March 1913, I should say. It's Martinsville, Indiana area following heavy rains on the 1st. I do not remember that. I was graduating college that year. Sunday night, we had a fireworks show there in Borden. I did hear some booms that night. Like the community page on Facebook was asking about those booms. Here's the allergy report today. It's going to be high for a long time. Ragweed season. I know I've seen some comments. It's bothering several of us out there. UV index at a 7 today. Can still get a burn. And the forecast summary for our Tuesday, September 2nd. We're about to dig into the weather model data. Finally show some rain chances this week. We're talking about some weather changes, a little bit of an up and down roller coaster ride this week. We've got a couple of cold fronts and, again, some much-needed rain chances, but not a ton of rain overall. So 84 today, pop-up shower or storm, mostly in Kentucky. Can't completely rule out one near the river in Indiana. Otherwise, partly sunny and warm, light and variable wind, sunset at 8:10. And a low 63 for tonight, not as cool, mostly clear, which is a light breeze. 7:14 sunup tomorrow morning with 63 degrees. Forecast here for tomorrow. A good-looking day. It looks like it'll be dry for our Wednesday. 60s out the door, 70s at noon, and then 80s in the afternoon. And, again, a little bit closer to our normal high of 86 for this time of the year. I don't think summer's over with. You can still get some warm spells, but I don't think we're going to have any long stretches of 90s anymore overall. So sunrise now at 7:14, sunset at 8:09. And Angela coming in. Hope you and yours had an awesome Labor Day weekend. Good food, nice drinks, awesome people, and have a good rest of your day. We had all of those ingredients in our Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you did too. Luckily, kind of a shortened work week. A little bonus of the Labor Day yesterday. 7-day forecast, 84 tomorrow, 10 degrees cooler Thursday. Now plan on some rain for your Thursday morning drive, and then drier Thursday afternoon as that front moves through Thursday morning. Giving it about a 60% chance of rain. Might get like a quarter inch of rain for many spots Thursday morning. So cooler there behind that front, down to 58 Thursday night. And then we pop back up ahead of the next front that'll move through late Friday to 83. That front looks mostly dry. There might be an isolated shower late Friday, but it's going to bring in a perfection as far as the weather this weekend. 75 Saturday, 76 on Sunday, and then 77 Monday. Now, early next week, a lot of question marks. The weather models are all over the place. The GFS tries to bring in a bunch of rain early next week. The Euro doesn't bring it in until like late next week. The Canadian, all over the place. So there'll be some fine-tuning to the forecast for early next week. The good news is the weather pattern is starting to look a little more unsettled, which is weird to say because the first half of the year was very unsettled and we did not need rain, but now it's a totally different story. We've flipped the script and now we need the rainfall. So it looks like the rain chances could be going up at some point next week. Again, we'll be fine-tuning that forecast. All right. It is time to bring up the weather models and also take a look at the live radar because we actually have a shower that we can show, which has been weeks since we've had a shower on this show live. We're looking live outside here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. And let's go ahead and bring up the live radar. So that's the look at the future radar later today. The high-resolution rapid refresh weather model showing our chance of rain, mostly in Kentucky. Keyword mostly. There could be an isolated shower that crosses the river or bubbles up on the Indiana side, but it's a small chance. So let me go ahead and let me see if we can bring up the live radar here. See what we have cooking on this Tuesday, September the 2nd. While it loads, we'll take a little coffee break. So yeah, been a while since we've had the live radar scan. Let's go ahead and bring it up full screen. How about you guys over here in Henry County, Kentucky, getting in on just everybody's jealous of that liquid gold right there. That rain that seems to be dodging most of us. A little shower northeast of Shelbyville as well, but there you can see getting a decent downpour here between Eminence and Newcastle and Smithfield, Kentucky there in beautiful Henry County. But everybody else is currently dry. That will likely change, though. Let's go ahead and bring up the weather model data. And look ahead here. So every hour, the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model, HRRR, it updates every hour. So we've got a brand new update with that model. It doesn't show much happening here through the morning and early afternoon. Once we start to warm up a bit more into the 80s, the air becomes a little bit unstable. We're not expecting any severe weather with this, by the way. And so I'm clicking this ahead to 3 p.m. and then this is at 4 o'clock. And then so late afternoon, it looks like is when we'll start to see some of these showers trying to develop. See what we can get here later in the afternoon. Whoop. Let me back that up. All right. So we're going to progress this through the afternoon. Let's see if we can go. There we go. So this here is at 3 o'clock. Notice like along and south of the Bluegrass Western Kentucky Parkway is a little better chance of that pop-up shower initially. And then again, maybe one will try to cross over the river. So this is at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then once we head towards sunset, is high likelihood that a lot of this will begin to fade away. So Kentucky looks like they are going to be luckier with that rain chance today. I'll bring on the NAM 3-kilometer high-resolution weather model as well. This is at 3 p.m. There you can see some of that pop-up activity, both agreeing on Kentucky getting that better rain chance today, closer to a weak low-pressure system. So this is at 3 o'clock. Let's go to 4 o'clock. It kind of has a blob. I don't think we're going to see that much. I like the HRRR weather model better in general. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be that widespread. But, hey, we're seeing colors on the future radar. That is good. Might help out in those areas that get the rain to take that drought down a notch. It's been so dusty. I don't know if you've been out in the woods or around the yard. It is dusty, dusty, dusty out there. So getting a little rain to hold down the dust. So look at that there. This is at around 9 p.m. So both of the high resolution weather models, again, if we want to summarize today, pop-up storm possible, locally heavy downpour, maybe some lightning, no severe weather with this, kind of slow movers, mostly in Kentucky. Can't rule out an isolated one, especially near the river in southern Indiana. Late afternoon, early evening, kind of the best chance of this activity. But I mean, this is, again, probably about 2 weeks since we've been able to talk about this. So there we go. So that's today. Tomorrow's dry. So I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead to, with the GFS, actually the NAM weather model can go out to Thursday morning. So I'm going to jump ahead to the 4th of September. So that's our Thursday. A nice front that looks like it'll be moving into the area. So here you go. This is at 5 a.m. Thursday morning. So we want to draw this front right here. Nice stout Canadian front right there. And what's behind that? So there's the dry air. We've already got pretty dry air. It's just a tad bit more humid ahead of that front. Tomorrow, so it looks like we'll get a dew point near 60. You might feel that it's a little more humid ahead of that front tomorrow, but notice behind the front, those nice low dew points once again. Loving it. And the temperatures will be dropping off as well. Let me clear that out. So this is Thursday morning. Look at these 40s behind that front, even some 30s. We won't get that chilly as the air modifies as it moves down our direction, but it will be cooler. We'll see 70s, lower 70s for Thursday afternoon. Here is our Thursday afternoon, showing upper 60s and 70s, highs in the 50s here over the Great Lakes. Also showing the closest snow chance. Oh, I said it, S-N-O-W, to the United States so far this year, or this part of the year. Up around northeastern Minnesota, I was trying to show a little bit of a snow chance up that direction. So that's the closest we've seen it. So there's your Thursday. So nice and cool conditions for this time of the year, especially about 10 to 15 degrees below normal for our Thursday. So that is a pretty significant change on the way. Let me go ahead and back this back up, and we'll bring up the radar. I would say most of us would take some rain at this point. So here is 8 o'clock Thursday morning, our best chance of some showers across the area. This is 11 o'clock. So the rain is around Thursday morning as the front moves through. And then notice as we go into the afternoon, it starts to trend drier and drier around the region. Let me see if we got a precip total here. We've got one with the GFS weather model, if not this one. All right, so I'm going to bring up the GFS to compare and contrast. And it also, for our Thursday morning, has a good rain chance. There you can see the GFS weather model. I don't think we'll get a whole lot of rain out of this Thursday morning. I think probably looking at around a quarter inch, most likely. Yeah, it's just showing like 0.2, 0.3 inches, not a whole lot with our Thursday morning front. And then Friday, we get a secondary front, kind of a reinforcing shot of some cool air, and it'll move through mainly dry. So this is going into our September 5th. This is the Friday. There's just a tiny bit of like a blip of green showing up as this front moves through. But boy, it's going to make a great weekend behind this front. So this is Friday evening. And once again, we are carving out with that Canadian air any humidity that tries to creep up a little bit Friday ahead of the front. Notice that sharp change. Again, Canadian air winning out for us for this weekend. Dew points in the 60s aren't that bad. That's just a little bit more humid air. But this is super dry air right here. It can dry out your skin if you're not used to it. Also, let's bring up the temperatures behind that front once again. Again, a reinforcing shot. We get front number 1 Thursday, reinforcing shot of cool air for our weekend. All right, so let's go into Saturday, the 6th. I'll be heading up to IU, a little tailgating. All right, so this is Saturday, the 6th, and look at these phenomenal temperatures across the area. So we've had our windows open day and night for, I don't know, like all weekend long. So we got to get that fresh air inside the house. It's been really nice. Perry Porter, good, beautiful morning with the coffee. Cheers to you as well. Another big happy sip here. Hope you had a good holiday weekend. I mean, the weather was absolutely perfect across the region. All right, so that is our Saturday. That's what Sunday is going to be like. I don't even really want to do a Ben on a Limb segment because the GFS, I think, has lost its marbles around Monday, Tuesday. I'll show it to you, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it might be later in next week. But the Euro and the GFS are calling for a little more active weather next week. Just don't know exactly when it's going to happen. With that said, we'll take a shot at it. So let's go ahead and go long range. So with the reflectivity. So this here is on the 6th, Saturday. Let's go ahead and back up the view and see what's happening here. We're going to go into Sunday. Still dry across the area. All right. So what I think is happening here with the GFS, it's got this low pressure. Let me put it up so you can actually see it. Got this low pressure system off to the southwest. So this is Sunday, late Sunday. Going into Monday, the 8th. Notice it starts to move to the northeast, bringing in some wet weather our direction early next week. Now, that is the GFS weather model, Monday, Tuesday timeframe. The European kind of has a low pressure system developing too, but it's more like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday timeframe. So the timing is just not there in our long range outlook as far as that rain. But hey, if we can get a day or two where you've got widespread rain like this, you're getting into maybe putting a dent in the drought conditions that we have across the area. Every Thursday, the drought monitor is updated, by the way. So we'll have another update this Thursday. So that is the long range data there. Let's go out a little bit longer with the temperatures. See if we can get a warm up down the road. But overall, we've got cooler than normal temperatures in general. So we're going into like the 9th. That still looks pretty cool across the area. Going into the 10th. Still pretty cool across the region. So you're showing 70s. The heat a lot along the Gulf Coast, and then kind of going up into the Great Plains. We're going into the 11th now. Still cool across the region. Might be mid-September before we start to warm things back up. That still looks below normal. Going into the 13th of September, the heat is out west. 14th of September, heat is mostly out west in that reddish color there. Going into the 15th of September. Overall, if you believe the GFS, it keeps the heat generally out to the west over the next couple of weeks. And the Climate Prediction Center is kind of buying that as well as we bring this up here at about 10:30 on your Tuesday morning, September the 2nd. This is the latest from the Climate Prediction Center. So blue indicates high confidence in below normal temperatures. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook, so even past the 7-day forecast. So while we do get kind of close to normal mid 80s today, tomorrow, and Friday's got some 80s, we also have a lot of 70s, which is below normal. So overall, looking at a below normal temperature pattern here for the first couple weeks of September, perhaps. So that's a 6 to 10 day outlook. And then this is the 8 to 14 day outlook from, again, the Climate Prediction Center. You can go to cpc.ncep.noaa.gov, and this kind of gets us closer to normal temperatures with the 8 to 14 day outlook towards mid-September. Might warm up a little bit more by that time. All right, so that has been Ben on a Limb. All right, we've got Lillian Lassie checking in with 74 with the live current conditions. All right, so we have looked at the rain chance today, Thursday morning. Cool down Thursday to lower 70s. Little bump in the temperatures on Friday ahead of a secondary front that moves through late Friday. Maybe an isolated shower with that. Behind that, 70s sunshine Saturday, Sunday, lows in the 50s. Maybe some outlying areas touching the upper 40s this weekend. So free AC and another fall-like weekend on the way. Good news if you are a fan of the fall-like conditions. All right, we're going to get back to the forecast here for you. I know a lot of folks pop on at different times. Thanks if you're watching the replay. Thanks for dropping in the comment. Thanks for watching here in general. But if you're popping in kind of the midway part of the show, always like to do that recap here for us. So let's go ahead and bring that up. And we'll go ahead and bring it up full screen. So a pop-up shower is going to be possible mainly in Kentucky. Can't rule out maybe one or two crossing over into southern Indiana. But about a 30% chance of that for late afternoon, early evening time, especially, although we've already had one shower there in Henry County, Kentucky. And then we've got rain Thursday morning with that front in 70s this weekend, that play ball forecast. May want the umbrella just in case for those after-school events in Kentucky. 77 at noon, 84 at 4 p.m. My son's got a tennis match, so I'm hoping we dodge it on the southern Indiana side of the river. Although we want rain. 76 at 8 p.m. Kind of torn right now. Want the rain, but want to get the sports in as well. So not too shabby out there overall. There's my dad, Dave Peine, with the Ben at 10 shirt on there. We might be debuting a new logo too, so stay tuned. Inspiring me to maybe get some merch going. But that was my stepmom Diana's idea. I think got my sister-in-law Meredith, who watches sometimes, roped in to make that shirt. Love the support, guys. Thanks so much. I have to get one of those shirts. And if you go to the Indiana Skies group on Facebook, you'll find beautiful pictures like this. Thank you, Robert Fisher, for sharing that nice Tuesday morning rays photo here from Hanover, Indiana. We had the quick dad jokes here. What does a cloud wear under his raincoat? Thunderwear. What kind of lightning likes to play sports? Ball lightning. You don't know much about ball lightning. Look it up. What happened to the cow that was lifted into the tornado? It was an utter disaster. How many days until? The countdown continues. A week away from those before 8 p.m. sunsets. 20 days, less than 3 weeks from the beginning of autumn. Fall, the autumnal equinox meaning equal day, equal night, when the sun's rays are right over the equator. So that is just less than 3 weeks away, September 22nd. 2 days later, average highs are typically in the 70s, and in 47 days, we typically have highs in the 60s. That's right around October 19th. And in today's weather history, in 1935, one of the most intense hurricanes to ever hit the U.S. struck the Florida Keys, 200-mile-per-hour winds, killing 400. In 1985, Category 3 Hurricane Elena made landfall in Biloxi, Mississippi. So you're seeing a lot of hurricane data in our weather history because September is the peak of hurricane season. 2002, tornado hits Ladysmith, Wisconsin, EF3, big one. 2003, the highest flood since March of 1913 hits Martinsville, Indiana. And we've got Vicky Berger with a Salem home game with volleyball. Good luck. Good luck to you guys tonight. Crawford County We've got volleyball season. I need to get to one of those games. All right, here's the algae report today. We've got high levels of ragweed still floating in the air. Maybe that Thursday morning rain will hold some of it down a little bit. UV index is at a high level of 7. Still can get a burn out there. And your forecast summary today, 84 degrees, pop-up shower storm mainly in Kentucky, partly sunny, 84, light and variable wind. And tonight, 63, not as cool as the 50s we've had, but still really not too bad whatsoever. It can be a lot hotter this time of the year. 60s out the door tomorrow morning, 77 noon, 84 for that afternoon high. Average high is 86, and the average low is 66. Sun up at 7:14, sunset at 8:09. And our 7-day forecast looking pretty good here overall. By September standards, we'll take it. We're looking at 74 with morning rain Thursday, drier afternoon. And that's a front that moves through Thursday morning. But then we pop back up briefly ahead of another front. So a lot of Friday is going to be dry, 83. There's an isolated shower chance, especially late Friday as that front moves through. That'll drop us to the 50s Friday night. And then 70s and sunshine for this weekend. And lows in the upper 40s, lower 50s. And then next week is a big question mark. Again, as I mentioned earlier, as we were looking at the long-range data, you've got GFS and the European weather model and the Canadian weather model all over the place. They do develop a low-pressure system that'll move in and give us a good rain chance at some point next week, but the timing is currently way off on that scenario there for us. All right, well, let's get back to the live radar as we do have, again, some activity that we can show this morning for the first time in a couple of weeks. We're tracking a live shower on the Ben at 10 show. And we still have a little bit of a shower out there. Again, these are slow movers right around Eminence and Newcastle. How about, what is it like to get rain? Anybody watching from Newcastle, from Henry County, from northern Shelby County, Kentucky? You've got that little shower right there. And congrats to Salem. Sorry, Silver Creek, but congrats to Salem. Beat Silver Creek Friday in football. Salem sports on fire. They also whooped us in tennis last week. All right, so that is the shower that we have out there now. And again, later today, a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms, especially in Kentucky. All right, we're bringing up the webcam here. And extolmag.com/weather. All of your weather tools, your live show is right there. We've got the interactive radar. Current conditions shows 67 degrees and a 1 mile per hour wind. Pretty calm out there today. So no severe weather. We got the day 1, day 2 severe weather outlook, severe watches and warnings, the drought monitor. It's getting a little bit worse across the area, so we need that rainfall. You've got current Indiana weather and traffic, river lake levels, any storm reports. Again, the interactive radar right here. Plop on the temperatures. You can plop on the winds. You can plop on storm tracks. This is probably not moving much. That shows 3/4 of an inch of rain per hour, moving 0 miles per hour. Yeah, this shower has just been not moving here as we've been watching it for the last hour or so. So you can see this loop. Look how slow that thing is just moving. There was a lightning strike at one point, just off to the east-northeast of Louisville there in Henry County is where we've been watching that. All right, so that is at extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com/weather. And speaking of Extol and Extol Media, you can, if you have a weather question, you can always just contact me, ben@extolmag.com. That's the email. If you want to partner up with advertising, sponsorships, and you want to talk about marketing plans with Extol Weather, Extol Media, we've got a bunch of platforms here to be your megaphone in Southern Indiana and beyond. You can contact me or Jason at extolmag.com. Just a reminder there. And thanks to our partners here, LyonsRoofingCo.com, LYONS, right out of Memphis, Indiana. Commercial, residential, financial help. You can find a lot more information online here, or you can just call them 812-294-3595. You get a free estimate there that you can fill out online. They've got a careers section, and they've got a roofing repair technician job opening you can look at there. And speaking of job openings, you can see these available employment opportunities that you or a family or a friend can apply for and get a new career or opportunity right there. You can also level up your career at any point in time. I would advise, if you're a sophomore in high school, start looking at Ivy Tech and dual credit to get you a head start there. And even through Prosser, you can get your 2-year certificate right out of high school. Or maybe you're in your 30s or 40s and you need a change. Well, you can get registered for Tuesdays at the Tech and get in-person assistance, how to get started, registering for classes. They make it easy for you, really friendly administration and instructors there that'll help you out and how to pay for it all. They've got partnerships all throughout Southern Indiana and beyond right there. Speaking of partnerships, here's my buddy Michael Long. Tell him that I sent you if you want to get a quote for your insurance, 812-578-3072. We might try to swing the golf club tomorrow, probably up in Salem, Vicky, at the golf course there, and do a little one-on-one. Birdies and bogeys with Ben, something like that. Stay tuned. We'll chat with Michael here soon. But again, that is amfam.com, and just search Michael Long. It'll take you to this page right here where you can message him, email, or phone call. Again, tell him I sent you, 812-578-3072. All right, there we go. I think we covered it all. Vicky with the last comment in here at 10:41. So finally, to sum it all up, we have some activity, finally a rain chance today, especially Kentucky. Thursday, more widespread rain chance in the morning, maybe a quarter inch out of that. Might be enough to hold the dust down. Gives us beautiful weather Thursday afternoon in the lower 70s, kind of flannel weather. Friday, back to some lower 80s ahead of the next front that gives us slight chance of a shower Friday, late Friday. More importantly, back down to the 70s of sunshine for this upcoming weekend. So a little bit of an up and down ride. And then next week, we got a lot of question marks that we'll be fine-tuning. All right. Oh, we got the last one. I think this is a good one. That sums it up right there. Have an awesome day. Again, grab the umbrella just in case. We're finally starting to see a chance of rain. Vicky, sorry to see your dog is sick. My dogs have been, I don't know what's going around. Skeeter and Annie have been throwing up. All three of them are limping. Something is going around with these dogs. I don't know what it is. Hope your dog gets better. Hope my dogs get better too. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. And we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for liking and subscribing on YouTube, EXTOL. We're getting those numbers up there. Beautiful way to bring it up full screen, high definition. Also, thanks for liking, subscribing, Extol Weather on Facebook and Meteorologist Ben Peine page, and also extolmag.com/weather. All right, that'll do it for a Tuesday. Back to work edition of Ben at 10 here on this September 2nd, just the beginning of September. But if it's anything like July and August, it's going to fly by as well. But we got some good weather overall for the first couple weeks. All right, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.